Alright guys, welcome back. It has been quite some time since we talked about the wonderful world of Palworld, but with today's introduction and update for Palworld, we're officially looking at Feybreak. A whole slew of things are coming in this update. Super excited for this one. I was really excited for some more quality of life things to come and just all around more content in general. This game is phenomenal. I've dumped tons of hours into it. But looking into the new content, we now have Meowmere from Terraria, which for those of you that aren't familiar with the game, I'll insert a picture here. It was a really cool sword in Terraria, and Meowmere will be the first bullet-firing melee weapon in Palworld and has been added. This is only a small taste of the Palworld X Terraria collab, and in 2025, even more collaboration content will be released. Enjoy taking a step towards a new adventure alongside the sound of cats meowing. We have our new island called Feybreak, mysterious island with many challenges, glowing sand, and many new pals. Conquer the Feybreak Warriors, a new faction that dominates the island with the power of their missile battery camp. We'll also see some new resources such as chromite and hexalite quartz. Chromite is buried underground and can only be found by using pals or items that can detect metal, and hexalite quartz is a rare ore that only exists on Feybreak. We have some new gameplay mechanics such as expeditions, where you can obtain supplies by sending pals out on expeditions at the PAL Expedition Station. We have another new mechanic called Research. By conducting research at the PAL Labor Research Laboratory, you can unlock permanent passives and rewards that increase the productivity of your base. Some existing buildings that increase work speed will now be unlocked as research rewards. We're looking into Predator Pals, which are vicious pals that now appear throughout the world. These pals are extremely difficult to defeat, but those strong enough to take them down will earn rare resources in return for their bravery. We're going to be able to encounter a new bounty NPC. These are dangerous criminals that have appeared all over the Palpagos Islands. Bring these crooks to justice and cash in the country for rewards. We're seeing new strongholds and stronghold bosses, such as the attack chopper. A large and very difficult platform oil rig has appeared. Great riches, important supplies, and more are stored there. Powerful attack chopper guards this rig from any intruders. The smaller oil rig, the barge oil rig, has been added for beginners as well. We're seeing the player level cap raised to 60 with new technologies and more. A new raid, the Xeno Lord. Defeat the dark mechanical dragon that controls the Xeno army. We now have sphere modules, which you can attach modules to spheres to significantly change their trajectory, such as curving it, which in turn increases the capture rate. A whole load of new items, such as the metal detector, where you can use it to find chromite buried underground on Feybreak. Pouches to increase your inventory size. Double jump boots. They're stylish, practical, and it's time to double jump. So says the patch notes. We also have the air dash boots, which allows the player to dash while in the air. A revival potion, which brings your pals back to life. That's huge. I've been greatly looking forward to something like that because it sucks when you're out and about or doing something. You have to take your pal back and let them rest in the pal box for a certain amount of time, or use a little cheese method to instantly bring them back. So that's awesome. We needed that. We have new cooking recipes that have been added and a hardcore mode, the ultimate challenge. Player and pal death is permanent, can be enabled in the world settings. That's huge. That's going to make for some really cool YouTube videos coming out. We also have a random pal mode. Turn on random pal mode in world settings to randomize pal spawns. Randomize by region, randomizing pal spawns while maintaining a certain regional range, or completely random. All pal spawns in all regions will be completely randomized. And it says here it could be a bit chaotic. I think that's super cool. You don't have to download a mod for like a randomizer. Kind of reminds you of some other videos that use some randomizer mods, but this is better. We now have a new area discovery bonus. Players will earn experience points when they discover a location for the first time. A wide range of many new weapons. We got the makeshift SMG, the makeshift assault rifle, makeshift shotgun, old revolver, SMG, semi-auto rifle, semi-auto shotgun, laser Gatling gun, plasma cannon, compound bow, advanced bow, katana, beam sword, dark grenade, dragon grenade, ground grenade, grass grenade, and water grenade. Very strange they didn't do fire, but I guess that's just like a Molotov. We have a lot of new buildings. I am ecstatic for this. Like, yes, the new weapons are cool, the new areas, but buildings are my everything. A lot of you that have watched some of my old YouTube videos have seen me get pretty extraneous as far as the building is concerned. So our new buildings will include some large scale electric egg incubator, hatch up to 10 eggs at a time. We now have a guild chest. Items placed in a guild chest are shared among all guild chests. Item retrieval machine, search for and take any item from any chest within your base. That is massive. We are no longer searching through 20 boxes to find some paldium. That is huge. We have the medicine rack. Pals will take medicine stored to treat their illness and injuries. Flea market, sell pals and items to other players. That's really cool. It's kind of like a trading mechanic. I really like that, especially on like official servers or like your own community servers that can set up some really cool stuff. Large scale stone oven and gigantic furnace. Multiple pals can work together to cook and refine at higher speeds. Skill fruit orchard. Plant and grow skill fruits. That's really cool because I know a lot of people really like their bases built around skill fruit trees just to be able to get the fruits that grow on them. We have the gold coin assembly line, illegally produced coins now made at home. So we got a little gold press of our own. Fantastic. Ladders. Players can now go up and down without needing to build stairs. That's really nice quality of life mod there. We got a pure quartz mine an infinite amount in the comfort of your own base, and the accumulator. By storing extra electricity, you can keep your facilities running at night while your pals sleep. We have some elemental treasure chests, rare treasure chests that can only be unlocked by pals of specific elements have appeared, so you might have to like take a Fox Sparks out or something. I haven't seen it yet, but currently updating my game now. Got to go to bed for work tomorrow in about an hour, and best believe the next hour will be spent on the game. It's time to play the game. The player can now sit on chairs, some quality of life stuff. You can obtain successful bounty tokens by defeating field bosses. These tokens provide permanent passives to the player. Player climbing speed has been increased the maximum amount of power that can be enhanced by life monk effigies from 12 to 14. Implemented sphere critical hits. Throwing a sphere at a pal's weak spot, the same weak spot as when attacking a pal, will temporarily increase the capture rate. We have experience points gained from crafting and building have been increased. You now also gain experience points for pals crafting and building even when you aren't at base, which is nice because I know in the past when you would leave your base you weren't gaining much of anything, so that's huge. Players will now be invincible for a few seconds after teleporting or entering/exiting dungeons. When mounted, pals now cancel any active skills that are in effect, allowing it to move immediately. That's really nice. Sometimes I would kind of get stuck in an animation for a couple of seconds, kind of get smacked around while you're waiting to run away. We have some base related stuff. A function to replace foundation structures and defensive walls without destroying them has been implemented. Walls already built can be upgraded. Huge quality of life. We have new foundation structures. The Japanese style have been implemented. You can recreate Sakurajima's Japanese style architecture at your base. Sliding doors have also been implemented. I love that. I am so happy that they're actually going in depth and building upon the already built building system. The maximum base level has been increased to 30. PAL transportation work has been improved while the player is not in the base. In single player and co-op modes, you can build much more freely around the world, except in some dungeons, and the PAL working state set in the monitoring stand is now saved. Looks like we got a little bit of Christmas stuff here too. For PALs, we have some Christmas skins. 6 Christmas skins have been added for all players. You must own the PAL to equip the skin. Pudding a la Gumos. We got Party Night Depresso, Winter Style Chill It, Winter Style Chill It Ignis, Royal Frost Stallion, and White Shadowbeak. I am ecstatic. to see that white shadow beak. We all know I love my shadow beaks. They are redistributing limited time skins to all players. You must own the PAL to equip the skin. We got Gold Relaxaurus, Sailor Quivern, and Summer Chillet, as well as some new unique skills for some of the PALs as well. We're getting Flame Breath on Vanworm and Tempest Blizzard on Vanworm Christ. Astagon is getting Fire Fist Breath Storm. Maraith is getting Spirit Dash. Verdash is getting Spinning Roundhouse. Univolt will get Lightning Gale, Blaze Howl gets Volcanic Fang, Ragnahawk will get Rush Beak, Beguard with Needle Spear, Beacon with Lightning Dive, Rayhound, Beacon Lightning, Yormintide is Slither Slam, Yormintide Ignis is getting the Magma Serpent, Cryolinks will get Blizzard Claw, Wumpo Snow Bowling, and Wumpo Botan Lawn Bowling. We have a new ground skill, Stone Beat, a new dark skill, Poison Shower, new dragon skill, Charge Cannon, and a new tier of passive skills. And it says here an even higher tier of passives called Rainbow Passive skill has been added. Breed the Ultimate PAL. Swift has been promoted to a Rainbow Passive skill and the chance of obtaining it has decreased, which that's kind of nice. I feel like it was a pretty OP passive and a lot of people had it on pretty much everything. We have some work suitability enhancement books. By using various technique books, you can permanently increase PAL's work suitability, and the limit on strengthening PALs with souls has been lifted. It's now possible to further develop your PALs. If a summoned PAL has 3 moves that are all on cooldown, it will use the most basic move of its element. Enemy PALs will now use every move they know at that level. Alpha PAL eggs are no longer all huge, but are now each the appropriate size. And then we have some settings changes here as well. We have some UI stuff, added a filter function to the technology screen. You can now add PALs to your favorites with a single button in the PAL Box UI, improve PAL Box sorting function, making it easier to find the PAL you're looking for. You can now change the font size in the options settings. The player's main HUD no longer becomes hidden over time. You can revert this setting in the options if you prefer the older one. And for mouse and keyboard, you can now close any window with the tab key. That's really nice. I'm used to that in a lot of other survival games. So I hit that tab a lot and it never really did anything in the past. It was just a bad habit I had to break, but then I played other survival games and I went right back to it. The right shift key and right control key can now be registered in the key configuration, and for a controller pad, they fixed an issue where the player would continue walking if the UI was opened while moving, and changed the cutscene skip button on controller to Y. Looks like we got some changes to crime. The charges have been expanded. Serious crimes such as obstructing public officials will increase the player's criminal level even more. Some changes to dedicated servers. You can now set maximum number of buildings per base in the world settings. This allows server administrators to make adjustments to stabilize server performance and maintain a comfortable playing environment. We got some balancing adjustments as well. The weight multiplier for all items can now be changed in world settings. Technology unlock levels have been adjusted. The selling prices of some PALs has been adjusted. Merchant stock and prices have been adjusted as well. The crafting recipes for some ammunition have been adjusted. Boss enemies are now immune to stuns and will no longer become staggered when their stun accumulation value reaches 100. That's nice because I felt like it was super easy to cheese some bosses. I have some videos out on that as well. Some technologies can now be unlocked by defeating tower bosses. That's really cool. I think that should have already been a thing. It was kind of lackluster as far as like you knew you were progressing because you were beating tower bosses, but you weren't really unlocking much of anything. They adjusted the work suitability of some PALs. Blazemut Ryu from Kindling 3 to Kindling 4. Saline is now a Handiwork 4 instead of a 3. Nocklum went from Mining 3 to Mining 4, and they added transporting to Cryolinks. Some changes made to legendary PALs. They're now level 60 and they can learn more powerful skills. The recovery amount of Felbat and Lovander's partner skills have been increased from 6% to 10%. And then it looks like we got some bug fixes. We all love bug fixes. Improved base PALs so they don't get stuck as often. That is massive. We have reduced the issue of players falling under the ground after fast travel. I've never personally suffered from that, but I've seen a lot of shorts about it. Improved enemy pathing so they don't get stuck in walls as often. Super easy to cheese enemies like that too. You can kind of just pull them into a wall. We have improved the raid algorithm and pathing to ensure that raids reach bases much more often. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that, but there was a lot of spots you could kind of build in that would just make it where you would never get raided. So it's nice they implemented that change, because I feel like it was a factor that, you know, an element in the game where you didn't really have to build defenses. So I like that they're kind of pushing that, as well as many other minor bug fixes, which that's always good to see. They have some other stuff here, which is new NPCs have been added to various locations, added the Free Pal Alliance Judicator to the Free Pal Alliance. He will now appear at their camps. Slowed down the work speed animation of base pals with work speed buffs. This is a measure to prevent the processing load from increasing too much when the effect is played at high speed. This change does not affect actual work speed though. They changed the pal deck to Palpedia to be more in line with other languages. That's nice. I feel like they should kind of steer away from the deck or decks, so that's really nice. And then some soundtrack changes. They added 3 new songs to the soundtrack. If you've already purchased the game, please update the soundtrack. And it says here at the end, please note that the soundtrack update may be delayed by about a day. Thank you for your continued support of Palworld. As always, super excited. I love me some Palworld. I know we have a lot of fans on the channel out there. And sorry this review was a little long. We were just kind of reading through all the different updates and stuff like that. A lot of this wasn't on my Steam just yet. Glad it's finally here though. Let me know what you guys think. Unfortunately, I won't have a whole lot of time to play it. So if you get to play more than me, drop some comments down below and let me know what you think about it. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you then. Peace.